there was an old man who lived down on Center Road, Mr. Ackerman, and he had a stroke or something. Anyway, he became very old and a lot less capable. And I went by there one day, and he was out in the front yard, and he had this shovel, and he was digging a hole or filling in a hole or something. And he was taking like a spoonful at a time. Instead of, like all his life he'd worked and done that stuff. But he was still doing it, but it was just the teeniest little bit. Mm-hmm. And it was sort of comforting to me to see him continuing with what he did, but not forcing himself to do more than he could. He could hardly do anything.
Right.
He continued to do it. It seems very natural to me. Mm-hmm. Everything, the insects, the animals, the plants, they just do it that way.
Mm-hmm. Do what they can.
Just less and less.
Nice to be only less and less. Okay.
I think the challenge is not to feel inadequate. Mm-hmm. And not to beat yourself up because you can't do what you used to be able to do. Mm-hmm. Why bother? I mean, this is the way it goes.
Yes. Yeah. Seems like you're talking a lot about acceptance.
I guess so.
The first question is kind of a broad question. Mm-hmm. And would you describe what you feel it is like or what it means to age or how you're thinking about aging?
Well, I'm not as fast as I used to be. I'm more forgetful than I used to be, and I understand I have a lot of company.
With the forgetting part.
Oh, yeah. And I try to laugh it off for the most part because I think for the most part I'm lucky. It's not real important stuff.
Yes.
It's little things.
Yep.
And sooner or later I find it. Probably when I'm not looking for it. And I think, well, how the devil did that get there? Or then I remember, oh yeah, I put it there. But, it's just a natural thing. If you're alive, you're going to get old. And you're lucky, you're going to get older.
Yep.
And you're not going to stop it. But you should try to do it as helpfully and as safely as you can.
Would you describe what you feel it is like or what it means to you to age?
Well, it means basically it's a process, which to me first is a preparation for dying and getting closer and closer to that, which I'm doing.
Yes, okay.
And in more detail?
You want to say anything more about that?
Yeah, because the way I'm experiencing it is it's a real disintegration of my body and the body processes that basically my body is falling apart. So how to come to terms with that, how to do that, to let that happen gracefully, to not resist what's inevitable is a challenge. You know those ads that say, is it aging is not for sissies, or getting older is not for sissies? Mm-hmm.
I feel like a teenager when I get up in the morning. At night I'm ready to lay down, but I'm just tired. But I don't move as fast as I always do, but I just slowed myself down. My health-wise perfect.
Yeah.
Couldn't be any happier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very lucky person. I think it's a style that we lived all our life and lived off the land and the milk we had from our old cows and the gardens and stuff like this. It has kept us healthy, both of us. And then I don't know how it could be any better. I'll pass inspection any day.
how would those who know you well say that your life or routines have changed over the last 10 years?
They would know that I've slowed down, that I'm less ambitious, that one thing that I do and have done for about half a century is garden and really and raise most of our winter food and put it away and live off it so all year long. And this year I had to half my garden.
Okay.
In order to retain the weedlessness of my garden and the fertility that's built up, I planted green manures or cover crops, which we till in during the summer, so that whoever inherits that garden is still going to have a really good fertile plot.
Yeah.
So
So really cutting back,
so
though, on the amount.
cutting back theoretically on how much energy I put in, but I still retain this feeling of responsibility, you know?
We grow a lot of what we eat, and we have for the last 40 years. I'm trying to buy more of my meats locally rather than get it in the grocery store.
Is that important to you to be able to maintain that? I think of that as a lifestyle.
Therapy.
Yeah.
Just getting out, and I have a hard time with winter because I don't like the cold, and the older I get, the less I like the cold.
Yeah.
So yeah, I spend most of my time outside in the summertime. In the yard, pulling weeds, picking flowers.
Right. And it sounds like you put up a lot of food.
I put up all I can.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it. I like going to the grocery store and going by the canned beans and the canned tomatoes and I don't think of all I've got down cellar. I just think it's healthier.
Yeah.
Generations ago, it was probably normal that your children would be here, your family would be here, and you would be part of the community, but you'd be the old one eventually, and then the next ones would be the old ones, and you'd have a sense of this going on and on.
Yes.
So, but we don't have it, most of us. And I'm lucky that I do. So I actually have kids who more or less would be helpful, or will be helpful when they're needed.
I believe it. When my mother and father elderly got ill, the kids took care of them, washed them, and made sure that they got to places. Do we need to have somebody else taking care of it? Are we taking this away from the family, or does the family don't want to do it? Or that's the thing. I guess one of the biggest things I'm against is having elderly housing in the town that we got, where I have to pay taxes to take care of the elderly, when my wife and I have taken care of us ourselves all our life. Why should I have to be paying taxes? The rumors that people in town think the school ought to be closed and turned into a rest home, run by the town. I'm totally against it. I don't think that that's something that I should have to be paying for.
You mentioned that your husband helped you when you broke your ankle. Any other family or friends support you in your health care when you...
If I'd asked, I think they would have, but
Yeah.
I didn't ask. I didn't need to.
Yeah.
My next door neighbors are very good. They brought over a couple of meals.
Yeah.
And I know all we'd have to do is say something.
Yeah.
But when I blew my knee out, I stayed downstairs. I didn't say anything to anybody. A couple of days later, I got an email from Joel. Everything all right over there? I noticed there was a light on in the living room when I got up this morning. Well, you could say, so we kind of watch out for each other without being in the way. You know, I look over and say, "Oh, Joel's home today. I wonder if he's all right. I wonder if they're all right." But we don't. You know, I like the feeling.
Yes. Can you think of anything else that you'd like to share to help us understand aging in Cornish?
It would be nice to have a place for seniors to gather. A senior center. I've been thinking the store would be a beautiful spot for that. I mean, it's a huge building and you wouldn't need the whole store, but something like that, a drop-in center, a place to go and play some checkers. I'm not a checker player, but bring your handcraft down and just sit and chat. Go down and have a cup of coffee and a muffin, or just go and visit.
Yeah.
A senior center of sorts would be kind of nice.
Yep.
To me, it's a challenge, and it's an experiment. Aging, it's going someplace that you've never been. It's knowing that everybody goes here. This is a process we all have to go through. It's sort of like being an explorer, I would say. But although many, people have found the North Pole and discovered jungles and have never been plumbed before and all that, but nobody ever comes back from this to tell us what it's like.
Uh-huh.
So it's a solitary journey, basically.